Good morning, Dr. Crowhurst. Today we're just going to ask you a couple of questions.
That's great. I'm really looking forward to you asking the questions.
So where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Auckland and I grew up in East Auckland, sort of between Hauck and Pakuranga, a place called Highland Park, and it's just on the edge of Lloyd Archmore Park, and my house was just across the road from there, so that was kind of the area where I spent a lot of my childhood riding my bike around there and all that area. Yeah.
And why did you want to become a principal?
Well, I was a teacher first, and I loved being a teacher. Sometimes I miss having my own class and being a classroom teacher. But I looked at schools, and I thought sometimes, as a teacher, I thought, it would help if the people who were running the school were doing a better job, and I thought I could do that. I could run a school that made life interesting and engaging for teachers, and if it's interesting and engaging for teachers, then hopefully they'll make it interesting and engaging for kids. And I kind of changed my thinking and decided, well, instead of having just my own classroom, I kind of think of like the whole school as my classroom. It's like one big classroom. So I became a principal because I like making school fun and engaging and interesting for kids. Yeah.
And did you play any sports when you were younger, and if so, what were they?
Yes, I did. My main sport was I played soccer when I was young, and I loved soccer, and my goal was to be a professional soccer player, and so I played for clubs out in East Auckland, and I played for all the Auckland teams going through, and I was even in New Zealand under 17 team for a while. So, yes, I love soccer. I also played cricket. Still love cricket. Still love playing backyard cricket with my son and others, my sons and others when they want to play. So, and also I got into all sorts of different sports like triathlon. I gave that a try, and a bit of running, athletics, that sort of thing. Yeah.
And what do you think good leaders look like?
Good leaders? Well, I think firstly, good leaders are people that can understand the situation that the people that they're leading are in. And there's a word for that, and it's empathy. So empathy, sometimes people think it's being able to say, I feel really sorry for you. That's sympathy, and empathy is a bit different. It's being able to see the world through other people's eyes, and I think that's a very important trait for leaders to have, because sometimes leaders just see things as they see it and make decisions based on what they think is best, but it's important to be able to see what other people that you're leading, how they view a situation and how they are experiencing a situation. So that's probably the main quality. Yeah. And it's also other basic human qualities like caring and kindness. They make a big difference to the way you lead. You have to be organised, and you have to be quite a good communicator to communicate ideas and the direction that an organisation's going. Yeah.
And what university did you go to?
I went to 3. I've done 3 degrees. So I went to Auckland University, where I studied to be a teacher. It used to be called the Auckland College of Education. It's now part of the university, but it was separate back in those days. And that's where I did my teaching degree, Bachelor of Education, and then I studied through Massey University, which is a university that has a campus on the North Shore and also down in Palmerston North, and I did a Masters of Education there, and then I studied distance learning at a university in Australia called the University of New England, Armidale, and I did I doctorate in education there. So yeah.
And which schools were you a principal before you came to Glendowie?
Okay, so I was principal of Papatoetoe East School, which is a school in South Auckland, in Papatoetoe. And previous to that, I was a principal in Hong Kong at a school there. And I'd also held like deputy assistant principal jobs as well, including at Cockle Bay School, which is in East Auckland. Yeah.
And do you have any plans that you'd like to make for our school?
Well, at this stage, it's just early days. It's my first term. We haven't even finished my first term. And I'm just sort of going along with some of the big plans that are already in place for the school. So, for example, one of the plans is to do the tech block and make that really good for the intermediate kids particularly, but the whole school, having cooking facilities and all that sort of thing. There are a few other bits and pieces that are on the go in terms of improving the school site that were already in place before I came. So my big plans are to finish off the stuff that was already planned. The main thing for me at the moment is learning about the school and learning about how the school works, and then towards the end of the year we'll start thinking about what those kind of plans might look like. I think Glendowie School is already a really good school, so there's no need for me to make any big changes. Some small changes that I've made, not big things at this stage. I'm just finishing off what was already planned before I came here.
And what makes this school different to other schools that you've worked at?
Well, I think the IB curriculum is definitely a different way of doing learning compared to what other schools are doing, what's popular in other schools at the moment. I think it's a very good way of learning, so that's good. I think one of the things that differentiates Glendowie School from other places is a lot of New Zealand schools are set in very nice places, but this is a very nice setting. My office looks straight out over the Tamaki River, and on a day like today, it's beautiful out there. I think what makes every place unique is the people, and I think this school's very lucky to have a good group of teachers who are hardworking and want to do a good job, and so a good team spirit amongst the teachers, and that's a good thing. And you don't always get that in schools, and I've noticed that this school has that, which is a good thing.
Now Zoe.
Oh, more questions? That's good. Yeah.
What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
In my free time, well, I like to run, so I'm a runner. So, excuse me. I do quite a bit of running. I like to think about things and write. I've had like a few different bits and pieces published in journals. I like to think and write. I love to read, so I like to read about a lot of different topics. I'm not really a fiction fan, but I do. My wife is really into fiction, and sometimes I like to hear about what she's reading. But for me, I like to read about non-fiction topics, all sorts of different things. And then I like to spend time with my kids, a bit of backyard cricket. Went for a bike ride on the weekend with them, and just hanging around my house with my family. We try to have at least one meal a day together, which is usually dinner, but also we kind of, you know what it's like in busy families. We have breakfast together and eat breakfast. We like to share time together over meals. And I guess that's not my free time, but that's something I enjoy doing as well.
What motivates you?
Yeah, I guess I'm motivated to do different things. Different things are motivated by different things. So, like if you talk about staying fit, for example, what motivates me there is, or running. What motivates me there is keeping fit and healthy. One of the things that motivates me in my work is ensuring that kids have like this great experience at school when they're young, because primary school and intermediate school, they should be really memorable years of kids' lives. And you should think back and go, oh yeah, that was great. And then you should grow up in a really healthy, safe environment. And so I'm motivated to provide that as part of my job. But yeah, all different things in my life are motivated by different things, I guess you could say. Different areas are motivated by different things. Yeah.
What are your achievements?
What are my achievements?
Some achievements that you're quite proud of.
Something I'm very, pleased to have done in my life is, have my family, 3 kids, and my wife. We're not a perfect family, families, they don't always agree on things. I look at my kids and I'm very grateful for what I have with them and with and my wife, and so I consider that a pretty big achievement. For me, that they're not grown up yet, so there's still a lot of parenting to go. Even once they grow up, I'm told that they still need parenting. I think my mum still parents me a bit. So yeah, that would be for me a significant achievement. And I kind of consider the many different things that I have been able to do in my job to help people, help kids, help families, help teachers through difficult situations, not necessarily related to school and learning, but their own personal lives, those kind of unseen things where you help people through the difficult parts of life. I kind of feel like that's a real achievement, because it's a privilege to be in my job and be able to do that, and support people who need support when they need it.
Thank you very much for your time today.